Today we're going to find out, is it possible to win a national championship with only players transferring into your school in college football 25? Our resources are not going to be very many players to choose from. We're only going to have the transfer portal, and when it comes to the in-season recruiting, we're only going to have the couple dozen players that they have as JUCOs. Now, if this were an old NCAA in the past, like NCAA 14, 13, and beyond, it wouldn't be that difficult, because if you can remember playing those games, JUCO players were pretty good. You could go and slap a red shirt on a 78 overall JUCO player, and by the end of their careers, they'd go and be a high 80s, low 90s player, and it's not going to be all that difficult. In this game, though, you'll see that JUCO players just aren't nearly as good. They come in mid to high 60s, just like any other prospect, and they just come with the added detriment of not having the full years to have development. They come in sophomores, juniors, just with a year or two less of development. They're really no different from regular prospects, except they're just worse. It's not like how it was in past NCAA, so they're maybe never going to become good. A lot of these JUCO players will be lucky to be mid to high 70s by the end of their career unless they have great development. And as you'll see with all of these players, there's not a single 4 or 5 star JUCO player. These are all 3 stars and 2 stars that we're going to have to deal with. So these guys are really just going to be trying to fill out the roster, and we're praying that we can get somebody with some good development, but we're going to have to build the high-end parts of our team potentially through the transfer portal. Now, if you're wondering why I chose Maryland, it wasn't really like Maryland in particular I wanted to be. I just felt like I wanted to do a 3-star school, because a 1-star school, not a single player in the transfer portal is going to really want to go to a 1-star school, or at least not any competent ones, and I'd have to spend the entire time building up the prestige of the program with all these JUCO players, and then hoping eventually some of these players want to come to us in the transfer portal. But obviously, if I also started with too good of a school, then it'd be too easy. So I kind of just went down the middle, and you know, we're not going to go out here and win a national championship in our first 2 years, and even if we did, that wouldn't really count because it's not a JUCO team, it's not a transfer team. So we're going to speed through these first 2 to 3 years, because it's kind of irrelevant what we do in those first couple of years, because it's not our team that we're building with. We're not going to really have a good opportunity until year 4 and 5. I'm just showing you a few of the prospects and what they kind of look like. I'm not going to show you all of the recruiting, because then the video will be a couple hours long, and then it'll be tedious and everything. So we're just going to speed through these first couple of seasons, and if something pops up or a cool prospect that I want to show you pops up, we'll get to that. One thing I will say about some of these JUCO players is they do move fast. They don't move quite as fast as transfer portal players, but they definitely move faster than regular recruits when it comes to cutting down their board. We immediately will get cut out of people's boards before we even get a chance to go after them. And then when we finally found a semi-decent quarterback, a 3-star gem, he goes and commits somewhere else. So it's like we're not going to have many opportunities at quarterback, so whatever ones we do find, we have to go and get them. Season 1 comes and goes with a Garrett Green Heisman Trophy and a Georgia National Championship. Now, Garrett Green's not a guy I typically see win the Heisman Trophy, so an interesting one there. Georgia, usual suspect, but we get into the transfer portal now. And since we are a 3-star Maryland program where a lot of the top guys aren't going to be interested in coming here, not yet at least, but we still were able to go out, grab a bunch of 3 stars, 2-star guys, have a decently ranked class. It's going to be impossible to have one of these top 10, top 20 classes with the way that we have to recruit. But one major thing that we are going to have here is the developments of these players, and there's going to be a handful of star players each and every year. And the thing that I find interesting about this game is, as I've simulated season after season, just because you have star and even the rare elite dev trait doesn't necessarily mean you're going to be good. Even high dev players don't become great guys, because it all matters their attribute caps, where they're already good, what their ceiling is. There's a lot that goes into it, and there's even a lot of variables that don't even matter when it comes to the player itself. It could be the coaching, could be a lot of other factors that go into it, and a lot of it is kind of random. Some of that I do like, some of that I do find really interesting, but as you can see here, we were finally able to go out here and grab quarterbacks early on. We got 2 quarterbacks that are both gem 3-star sophomores, so we're going to hope one of them has a good dev trait. We missed out on the quarterbacks last year, but this year got 2 of them. hoping one of them can become good. Heisman Trophy winner is Texas A&M wide receiver. You notice a lot of wide receivers come out here and win Heisman. Michigan is the national champions, and they beat Georgia, so pretty realistic national championship there. The players leaving doesn't really matter that much. I do try to keep the guys that are here, even if they aren't part of the challenge, because I do at least want to have Maryland, maintain 3.5 star, 4-star prestige, so that, for example, these transfer portal players here can want to show up to this school. So even the early years are somewhat important, even though they're happening in the background, because if we come out here and win 2 games every season, then our prestige is going to go down. No one's going to want to come here, and the challenge may take even longer. So we have these transfer portal players. Once again, not a lot interested in us in terms of high-end talent. Our only chances at 4- and 5-star prospects are the transfer portal. So for the first couple of seasons, it's not going to be likely to see 4- and 5-star prospects come here. It's going to be hard to even see a single 5-star prospect at all show up to our school, because not many pop up in the transfer portal. So as we go through, once again, we have a couple of nice players, a star running back, and one thing you do definitely notice, when you're going through the transfer portal and going through the JUCO players, your options are inherently super limited, and you just kind of have to take what you can get. And there's a lot of seasons where the talent pool just isn't deep at some positions, and what I end up having to get is I didn't end up getting just a lot of running backs. So, we're going to hope we can build up a good run game. So that's going to be at least one positive that we can have. Ethan Vasco was a transfer portal player that we did pick up. Bibbs, another transfer portal player that we picked up. So we got some interesting guys, and our first really good development here, Lynn Armour, a player we grabbed in Season 1 at wide receiver, slapped a red shirt on. Here he is, an 84 overall, which is pretty nice. I will also say, if you consider this cheating, my apologies. There are no JUCO kickers and punters, so we just have to get walk-ons. I didn't even recruit this guy. It was just a walk-on, so it's everything except kickers and punters, because I've simulated year after year, haven't seen a single one, don't know if they do exist, but in the decades of simulations I've done, they just don't exist. So I'm not going super in-depth with the recruiting, but I at least want to pop in and kind of show you a good player if I find one, someone that's interesting. Wide receiver Tavita Chang is one of my favorite players that I found so far. We went out, won 8 games this year, and Dylan Raiola wins the Heisman Trophy, and it's, we're still kind of speeding through things here. We got a bowl game that we unfortunately lose, but looking at the playoffs, this is one of the wildest playoff games I've seen. Baylor versus Wyoming, about as random as it gets, in a 58-56 shootout. It's always fun to just see the stupidest or silliest or wildest things that go on, and if I were Wyoming's receiver, I might just cry if I put up about 300 yards and 3 touchdowns and still manage to lose. Most of our transfer portal and JUCO players have kind of stuck around. We slap red shirts on them, but a guy like Ethan Vasco is already out the door before we can even form a team around him. That's how quick things move here, so that's why I'm moving quick, because these players are moving quick, I'm moving quick, but we finally got a big-time player, Dylan Stewart, J.R. Johnson, our first 4-star commits. They were the first players to really be interested in us, and oddly enough, they're both from South Carolina. We basically just stole South Carolina's defense, but because of that, we went out here, had our best class so far. I also really like how the game kind of splits up the recruiting and the transfer portal ranking, so you can actually see how you did in just the transfer portal relative to the rest of the nation. We see an elite player there too at Alba, and as we kind of wrap up the year 3 offseason, this is going to be year 4, where it's going to be the final year where we really just speed through things, because it takes a long time to cycle out some of these players that aren't guys that you recruited or brought in from the transfer portal. A lot of these guys are sophomore, red-shirted, then juniors, and they're finally going to get eventually play in their senior season, or some of them even sooner than that they've played. Like Ethan Vasco was a transfer portal, 1-year starter type of quarterback. You see Dylan Stewart too, 87 overall. We're only going to have him for 1 year. J.R. Johnson though, 83 overall. We're going to have him for 2 seasons, which is pretty big. And this is what I mean by some of these players are finally going to be getting their opportunities here. Quarterbacks that we redshirted, these 2 Gen 3 stars from a few years back, are finally going to be in the spotlight. They both had star dev trait, but neither one of them took a significant leap in overall. And this is what I mean when I say some of these players, even if they have high dev traits, don't take insane leaps. And then you'll get other players that maybe have lower dev traits that you randomly see jump up 10 overalls. The dev trait does absolutely matter, but also the skill caps matter. What are they still have room to grow in? That definitely matters, and it's a lot of stuff that goes into it, and I do like that it doesn't really make things predictable. Every dynasty file could be completely different when it comes to somebody's development. And as we eventually, advance through the season pretty quickly, you can let me know how you feel about the pacing of these videos. I don't want to make things drag or take too long, or I want to get to the interesting stuff. You don't want to just see me ride out a already established roster. So you can kind of let me know how you want the pacing or the length of these videos to be. I try to keep them under an hour long, and I try to keep them moving pretty fast so you can see a lot without having to sit here for 5 hours watching me go through all these seasons. Because let me tell you, this recording was 10 plus hours. But year 4 favorite player is DJ Teamer, a linebacker, really fast linebacker, and you can already see what Dylan Stewart's done for us this season. He won a player of the week, and we started off pretty interestingly, going 4-1, being ranked, but our only losses to Kennesaw State. We lose to Kennesaw State but beat Oregon, and then it just kind of fell apart. We lost 3 straight, and despite the season ending pretty strong, we ended up with an 8-4 record, but that middle stretch of the season really prevented us from actually going out and making a splash, making an impact. But being ranked and kind of helping a prestige out, getting a bowl game and everything, it's still positive stuff. Baylor wide receiver wins a Heisman Trophy. I really hope that can happen for me in my Baylor dynasty that I'm doing. So, definitely different results going on in this dynasty compared to the Baylor stuff that I'm doing on my channel. But we did win a bowl game this season. We weren't able to win it previously. And then look at this. Coastal Carolina in the national championship. It's a pretty wild thing to see. Haven't seen that one before. You see some random teams eventually get there. Your random one-off seasons, one-year wonders, but they had to run an SEC gauntlet and almost went 3-0 against them. It took a Georgia team to take them down, but they went out and beat Alabama and Tennessee. If Coastal Carolina can go out there and win a national championship almost, I think we have a good chance. Anyone can do it. As you can see here, Lynn Armour and some of these other players that we have recruited now starting to get involved a little bit. So year 5 is going to be a big year. Dylan Stewart, speaking of big year, it's absolutely massive. Would love to have him for more seasons, but unfortunately he's graduating and probably going to the NFL. But we're going to start to slow things down a little bit as the team is now fully ours. When building a team of just transfer players, I kind of figured I'd be running into this issue of play styles of guys who are going to transfer out of one school due to play style, transfer to my school, and then immediately leave the next season because of play style, because it fluctuates from year to year. It's the only deal breaker in this game that I do feel like is a little flawed with some of its logic, and I think that, it can be easily fixed. Most of the other ones do make a lot of sense. I would like to see more big-time players hit the transfer portal. I do feel like they don't have a lot of big-time quarterbacks and everything. As you can see here, the quarterbacks are just pretty whatever. I would love to see just superstar players hit the transfer portal for one reason or another. We get a 4-star safety here, so we did pretty good this season. We were able to go and grab 2 4-stars last year. This year, 3 4-stars. And once again, we're able to be, in the upper middle of the pack when it comes to overall classes. So we're doing pretty decently. I don't think we're ever going to be able to get like a top 30, 20 class. It's just not going to be possible when 90% of the players you're getting and beyond that are going to be just 3-star players. But we're getting some really nice dev traits. Some of these guys are pretty solid and are potentially going to be superstar difference maker players. I've noticed that a lot of the dev traits kind of cycle between the same positions, and despite getting a lot of high development cornerbacks, I don't always see all these cornerbacks that we go out here and get become great players. But focusing on the guys that we do have that are good right now, Richardson was an 87 overall transfer player, back-to-back years grabbing an 87, and then a 91 overall running back, one of the dozen running backs that we've recruited. One of them broke out, had a big-time growth, and then Tavita Chang was a player I showed you when I was recruiting him, one of my favorite players, had elite, and then immediately has jumped to an 83 overall after one season. So there are instances where those elite and star traits do come up big, and that is an instance there. Now we have Lynn Armour and Tavita Chang, who were 2 pretty nice receivers, and now a 91 overall junior running back. That's the crazy part. He's just a junior. He can come back for a senior season if he wants to, but now we're here in season 5, and basically this entire team, it's made up of transfer players. So these are all guys that we've acquired from JUCO colleges and other teams. We start the season ranked, and then we immediately jump up pretty high after a couple of nice wins. We didn't have any quality wins. USC was winless. I scheduled some pretty light opponents to start the season, but like, hey, let's get into some action here. I want to see this team on the field. I want to see some of these players play, and what better way to see if we are a legit team than going on the road at Ohio State This is basically a top 5 showdown now, number 4 versus number 5, and we're going to see if we can hang with Ohio State. How these are going to work is I'm going to just come in, simulate the first 3 quarters, kind of see if the game's close, see if things are going well. It is very close right now, and if we get an opportunity to hop in and something interesting happens, you will see it. Fourth quarter is here, and immediately Ohio State goes, scores a touchdown. It is 17-10, and as we take things a little bit slower, we're going to see if our offense can come out here, tie this game. I mean, how massive would it be already in year 5 with the team finally being ours to come out here on the road and take down Ohio State? Big plays here, and then a big play to Lynn Armour will set up our first action. Long to throw, and it's going to be caught short of the stick. 2nd down and 1. Man in motion, we will hand it off. There goes Bibbs, bouncing it to the outside, and there goes Bibbs for the touchdown. And on the road here, we have tied things up. Interesting to see Bibbs take the carry here, as he is not the starting running back, but he is one of those true sophomore players that we were able to snag out of the transfer portal. Now a 17-17 game, and we're putting the pressure on Ohio State, but they're obviously, I feel like, the much more talented team here. I don't know if we're quite ready yet, but here we are with a fumble going our way. We have the football back now, and we jump ahead a few minutes now. 4 to go. We have the football backed up in our own 25-yard line. Incomplete pass there. 2nd down and 10 for Wong. He's been pretty decent so far this game. Not made many mistakes as he has a clean pocket to throw. And there goes Bibbs with the catch underneath, and he gets a big gain to the 45-yard line now. 2nd down and 9. We jump ahead. Wong to throw over the middle. He's got his man. That's going to be caught for a big game inside the red zone. And there we go. We have a big play at the 18-yard line. There's a handoff to Meeks. It looks like our 91 overall running back is going to be injured for this game, so we're doing it without our best player. It hasn't seemed to matter, though, as we go to Bibbs outside. He breaks a tackle, and he's got a free lane. That's a touchdown. And there is the lead. We have not even had our best player, our 91 overall running back, and Bibbs has taken it over with 2 touchdowns. We now turn to our defense. Can they make a big play here? We are on the road on top against the number 4 ranked team. They start the drive off with about a 15-yarder, and it's going to be at a point where we're in the dynasty where I just don't know any of these players because they're all like auto-generated transfers and recruits and everything, so I can't even be referring to any of these players by name. We skip ahead to 2nd down and 2, read option, and we stuff them. It's going to be 3rd down and 5. Big play. 2-minute warning has hit. Dropping back to throw. Ohio State's going to go down the field, and that's going to be intercepted. We take the football back, and now it's going to be all up to us to try to seal this game. Are we about to get our first major win of this video? Can we get that 1st down conversion? And there it is, the 1st down, and Ohio State now it's 2nd down and inches, their final chance. Can they get the stop? No, they cannot, and we are going to come out here on the road taking down number 4 Ohio State. That is so massive. I did not expect to be in a position where we're winning this big of a game this early on, but this could maybe even be a season where we can end this challenge early on. We started the season ranked. We kind of stacked up a couple of wins here, and now we've beaten Ohio State. We're number 2 in the nation, and we're going to hop into another regular season game here because I want to see, is this team for real? Can we do it this year against another top 5 opponent? We were able to take down Ohio State. Can we take down Michigan? Michigan starts with a touchdown. We go back and score. Michigan goes now and puts up 7 more on the board, so a little bit more of an action-packed first quarter. We tie the game up, and we're going stride for stride with Michigan. I don't plan on hopping in a bunch of regular season games. I just wanted to do it this year to kind of get a feel for the team. Is this team going to be good enough to compete? How long am I going to be stuck recording here for? Because if this team never gets good enough to compete against good teams, I might just never be able to beat this. So we're up here with a 17-17 game against Michigan, and it's going to be a close one, and we're once again in scoring position. We have a chance to go on the road to take down Ohio State and Michigan in the span of just a couple of weeks as we go to the end zone. Our tight end almost just launched himself into the goalpost. It's going to be 2nd down as Wong gets sacked, and it's a fumble. We thankfully scoop it up. Our lineman should probably get down. Okay, he finally does. Wouldn't want him fumbling too. We're kind of in a situation now where we should be just taking a field goal. I don't know if we're going to be in a spot to get a 1st down. Don't take a sack. We don't. Throw it out of bounds. Okay, we can take that. Just knock home this field goal. Kick is on the way, and it is good. He's our only non-transfer player, so let's hope he doesn't cause any issues and mess up this challenge. So we turned the ball to Michigan, where we simulate ahead a little bit, going a little bit slower because this is such a dire situation. If we are able to go out here and beat both of these teams on the road this season, I might already feel like the challenge can be completed this year, but let's jump ahead to third down, where Michigan has the football at about midfield. They throw underneath, and that's going to be caught for a first down, and inside the 30 they go. They had a big opportunity to get a stop. We're not able to do it. Come on, defense. We got something here as they go read option. This quarterback does not seem like a speedster, but he was able to go and get 8 yards. Second down and 2. Now nearing the red zone. They drop to throw, and they're going to go over the middle, caught for a touchdown. And Michigan is on top now, and we're going to have to turn to our offense to see if they can respond. They were not able to do much when they got in scoring position last time. Barely salvaged a field goal out of it, but now 24-20. Will there be an opportunity for our offense, and we can maybe jump in third down, fourth down? And unfortunately, no, we have to punt the football away, and now we turn to our defense as we jump ahead to another third down situation as Michigan will throw. And once again, that looks very familiar as we're not able to get the stop. Just another third down and 11 at about midfield. It looks like the same exact results as Michigan on second down and 5, breaking out of a sack, and then he eventually goes down, but he salvaged a couple of yards there, and now it's third down, and can we finally get off the field here? Underneath they go, and it's going to be another first down. I feel like they've converted on third down the same way every single time. Second down and goal. They will hand it off, and we're going to stop them there. Third down, timeout used. Can we get a big play here? They're going to throw it, and they're going to throw on the run. It's going to be intercepted? Are you kidding me, Michigan? You just threw an interception at the goal line with a chance to put the game away. And we're going to have the football at the 1 yard line with a chance to maybe pull off one of the most miracle drives ever. I think if you go 99 yards for a game-winning touchdown on the road at Michigan, that'd be a pretty legendary drive. We have to get out of the end zone first, and we do there with a couple of yards to buy us some space. Now second down as we go a handoff again. I'm fine with that. We go up ahead for a first down and a lot more, and we are way out of the end zone now. We have a lot of room to work, and we still got a good bit of time. They're going to throw it now. Wong will go to Lynn Armour, and Lynn Armour, he's going to be jetting down the sidelines. Is he going to go all the way? Yes, he will! And Maryland is stunning us right now. We're going to go on the road potentially and steal a game against Michigan, and with a big Lynn Armour touchdown. We just completed that drive in 3 plays. Now we have to look to our defense. Michigan with just about a minute to go. First play of the drive. They're going to go up top, and they got an open man. Now what is going on? Michigan now with a touchdown. What is happening in this game? Okay, offense, Wong, who do you got here? Lynn Armour? Could someone make a big play here? It's going to be turning into a shootout here in the fourth quarter. We got a big play to start the drive. We spike the football. Now second down. We just need to go another 63 yards in under a minute. Wong's going to try to step up, and he gets sacked. It's going to be third down and 14. No, this could be our last chance as Wong. Is he going to have a big play here? No, he's just going to keep packing up into another sack. It's fourth down and 27. Do we have a miracle in us? Because this game has already been wild enough, as if a fourth and 27 to keep the game alive wouldn't be even more ridiculous, as Wong is going to throw. He's just going to go underneath, and we're not going to be able to get it. That's so unfortunate. Michigan's going to be able to come out of here and survive with a victory. If it wasn't for us allowing like a deep bomb touchdown with a minute to go, we actually could have come out here and stolen this game against them. Still, I feel pretty good coming out of it, and we may have lost to Michigan, yeah, but as we simulate the rest of the season, that was our only loss of the season. We go up to number 1 in the polls, and in the Big Ten title game, we're going to be taking on number 2 Iowa, so a massive game that we are obviously going to cover. Well, let's get into it, man. Number 1 versus number 2 in the country, Iowa and Maryland. This is basically a playoff game in itself in some ways, because the winner of this game gets a first round bye in the playoffs. The loser has to go out and play another playoff game. So this one's pretty important for a lot of different reasons, not just the conference championship, but getting that first round bye in the playoffs is massive. And as we start off the first quarter, it's an Iowa game, so you can expect us to probably be pretty low scoring, 7-3, and it's going to be 14-3. We are on top, but we have to jump in. Quickly becomes 17-6, and that's going to be the score at halftime. We're up 11, so we're in control right now, and Iowa's doing Iowa things, not being able to score. They finally get a touchdown on the board, missed the 2-point conversion, and as we finally have a moment to jump in, it's going to be third down. Will we hold them here? They won't let a run play, and we will hold them to a field goal try. It'll be 17-15 with the field goal, and we are still on top here, so we're going to see if we can kind of put something together. If we put the ball in the end zone here and make this a 2-score game, I'm pretty confident that we can come out here and win this, because Iowa just can't score, but we had to punt the football away, and just a minute later, it's third down once more in the red zone. They run it again, and we're going to get the stop, so it's going to be a field goal try, but a kick good here from Iowa, and it's going to be 18-17. Been able to hold them to field goals, but I mean, our offense now has to do something. We got a little trickery here. End around gets us inside the 45. That's a pretty good play right there. And now under center, we go to play action, bootleg rolling out, and we're going to check it down. Did we just throw a bootleg catch and run to our left tackle? That's some real Big Ten football right there. Play action, bootleg rollout, check it down to the left tackle who sneaks out, and he's going to catch and run for 10 yards. That's how Maryland plays football right here. We're going to hand it off. No, play action, actually. Why are you throwing it on the run in the end zone? And it's going to be picked off. He tried to just throw one up, and it was going to be a touchdown, I guess, if he got it over the head of the defender. But I don't know what Wong was doing there. Okay, we now have to get a stop now. Third down and 12. We skip ahead, and we're going to get the stop. But I think we need to do a little bit better than that. I mean, do we need to throw it to our left tackle once more? We can just run the ball, man. We just need a field goal here. Just 4 minutes to go. Run the ball, chew the clock. We're going to go to the air here on third down. It's going to be intercepted again. Wong, what are you doing? You're throwing the game away. He was doing so good in the Michigan and Ohio State game, and now he's out here throwing 2 interceptions in back-to-back possessions, and now Iowa's going to try an end around. I don't know what's all these end arounds going for. This is a lot of trickery and a lot of random stuff happening in this game so far. This is very weird. I don't watch Iowa football. I just watch the scoreboard and see that they only put up 3 points. Is this what an Iowa game looks like? Okay, that's definitely what an Iowa game looks like. They're going to throw an interception, and we're going to run it back to the 50-yard line. I can imagine Iowa quarterbacking does look like that, so I guess this game is a little realistic. 17-18. We're going to have to go and throw it on third down here over the middle, and we're going to have a tough catch for the first down. Can we just run the football, though? No, we're still throwing the football. It's going to go down the field, and another tough catch is going to be caught for a first down. We're in the red zone. We jumped ahead here. Third down and goal with 2 minutes to go. Screen, and we just keep on throwing the football. I mean, I guess so. They're going to go out of bounds, so that's not really good. It's going to be a field goal try. It's going to be for the lead, and we knock it through the uprights. It's going to be 20-18. And now we call upon our defense to make a stop here. 2-minute warning. Second down and 10. Throwing over the middle, and that's going to be caught, but nothing there. And it's going to be third down for Iowa. Can they do something great offensively? Iowa's going to almost throw an interception. It's fourth down. Can we make a stop here, trying to seal a Big Ten title game and a #1 seed? And he's going to get sacked inside the red zone. We'll take over. And can we get this first down to try to seal this game? We're going to hand it off, and it's going to be an open lane, and that's going to be a touchdown, Maryland. And that's going to seal a Big Ten title victory. I am shocked right now. This is year 5, and we are here, #1 seed, first round bye, conference championship. We only lost 1 game, and it's to Michigan. Georgia's wide receiver takes home Heisman, and despite him being like the only player that's not a transfer, our kicker wins best kicker. We did get best center, which is pretty cool, and really our team performed well overall. Wong was fine throughout the regular season, a running back duo that goes and puts up over 1,200 yards and 18 touchdowns. Then we go and have Lynn Armour on the receiving game, and Lynn Armour is just a monster. Our first truly great player to come out of the JUCO route. And then on the defensive side of the football, no 17 sacks from Dylan Stewart, but my goodness, look at all the interceptions that we were able to pick up on the defensive side of the football. That is spectacular to be able to turn the football over so much and give the offense opportunities. Unfortunately for us, though, we are running into Michigan once more. The only team that's beaten us this year. We can avenge avenge our only loss of the season and potentially end this challenge here in year 5 as we get things started. Simming through the first, second, third quarter. Michigan starts off on top 7-0. We haven't put up any points, 10-0, and we are struggling. It is 17-0 in Michigan's favor. We finally get some points up on the board. We're making a bit of a comeback, 17-13 as we go into the fourth quarter. Slow things down a little bit. Go and play by play. We get the football back on our side of things, and it's going to be a penalty. Not so much in our favor. A sack. It's going to be 3rd down and 15 now, and then a first down conversion. That's pretty big. Let's get to the field now. We are in opponent territory, handing it off. Big time run here. Juke move to the outside, and that's going to be a first down and more inside the 25-yard line. And we are nearing the red zone. Here we go, Wong. Make a big play here. Play action, rolling out. He's going to throw, and it's going to be intercepted. What is he doing? Why is he starting to play so badly? Every time we look at him, he's throwing interceptions now. He's thrown 2 against Iowa in the fourth quarter, and the first throw we watch him here, he throws an interception. Now it's going to be Michigan football. Just a minute later, they're in the red zone. They do a jet pass to get themselves all the way to the 5-yard line. 2nd down and 1. Handoff. Michigan will break a tackle. He's just stiff-armed him and broke another tackle. That's going to be a touchdown, and Michigan is up 2 scores, and they're saying it's time. It's time for Maryland to realize that they're not a national championship team, and maybe we just got lucky this year, but Wong could still lead us down the field for a big touchdown. We still have plenty of time. He's going to get sacked, and it's going to be 4th down and 15 midfield. This is maybe our last chance to try to make this a game. Throwing, intercepted again. We've watched him throw like 10 passes in the last 2 games, and he has thrown 4 interceptions. And I'm not going to sit here and just solely blame him, but I feel like he might be the reason why we are not going to make it far in the playoffs. We were the 1 seed, we were the conference champions. We only lost 2 games all year, but we lose them both to Michigan. It gets a little bit worse for us knowing that Michigan went and won the championship and went all the way, and we just ran into the wrong team at the wrong time, I guess, and I don't know if we're going to be able to be back here next year, but man, that's just brutal that we only lost to Michigan and they were the champions. I'm in need of some good news right now, and thankfully for us, our top-rated player, our 92 overall running back, he'll be coming back for another season trying to chase a potential national championship. We do lose a number of other guys, though, to the NFL, but at least we kept our best guy, and here we have an opportunity, finally, getting a 4-star plus quarterback, a competent human being to potentially throw the football to our receivers, and that is so massive. We have literally been looking every single season, JUCOs, transfer portal, every single year I have been searching, trying to throw as many quarterbacks on the board as I possibly can, trying to find somebody who can be good, who can at least give the potential to be good. It's been difficult, but we get McDowell, who is going to be the best quarterback we've had at least to this point, so maybe he can be the guy to steer us in the right direction. We end up with a pretty decent recruiting class, one of our best so far in terms of our overall ranking, and here is McDowell, who's at 83 overall. That is far from anything spectacular, but that is better than what we've been working with. And then we have Tavita Chang, who is another big-time jump for him. He's basically maxed out, and he's a 92 overall, spectacular player, and you're going to hope he can get the ball quite a bit. I think this is still a really good team. We're up to 4-star prestige. We have a lot of high-end players. Our coaches continue to get upgraded, giving these guys boosts. And as we go into the next season, year 6, this is the best quarterback I have found. Al Duff, he looks so good, and we were about to go all in. I was so excited. We finally have our quarterback. And before the season even gets underway, he immediately locks us out. I never even had a chance to go for the best quarterback that I have found up until this point. I was so frustrated with that one, but we do end up going a very clean 11-1 on the year, and we are heading back to a top 10 ranking, heading back to a conference championship, and back to a top 5 showdown against Michigan, who just can't seem to go away. I'm at the point where I just want to see any other team as our opponent other than Michigan. I'm tired of them. They've broken our hearts in a regular season game. They've knocked us out of the playoffs, and now they're trying to steal a Big Ten title game from us as we we go ahead. They take the first lead, and it's 7-0 in their favor. Maryland, can we do something? No, it is once again a deficit for us. We've been playing from behind on this team. This is looking a lot like the playoff game. 17-3, 17-6, 17-14. We once again storm back. It is 19-14 as now we slow things down here in the fourth quarter. This is looking a lot like the playoff game last year, but now Michigan goes up by 2 scores, and with things desperation mode for Maryland, Big Ten title game on the line. Let's see some action on the field now as it's 1st and 10 and dropping back to throw. That is not McDowell at quarterback. Why is Wong at quarterback? And it's because everybody on this team is hurt. Who is our trainer? Who is treating injuries? Why are both of our ends hurt? Our tackle is hurt. Our 92 overall running back is hurt. And we have Wong in the game at quarterback. And we just now need to pray that Wong doesn't choke this game away. It's going to be 4th down and 3. Wong to throw. It's going to be caught for the first down to the 35-yard line. We need him to make a big drive here. Can Wong redeem himself? It's going to be 1st down and 10. He will throw, and he's going to go underneath. That's going to be caught, and a flag on the field is going to, I think, help us out. It's going to be holding. No, it's not going to help us out at all. I was hoping roughing the passer, but no, it's going to be holding, and we're going to be backed up. After a 1-yard pickup, it's going to be spreading the field. 2nd down and 19, hurrying back to the line. He's going to throw, and it's going to be intercepted. Why does Wong keep throwing interceptions? And it's going to be a pick 6, and Michigan's going to take it back, and we're going to lose. Dude, this guy Wong is so awful. He just keeps throwing picks in the most important situations. Just get me to the playoff. Get me out of this game, man. Wong is going to have to be our quarterback. I'm so tired of this guy already. Can I have Alabama's quarterback? He's pretty good. He just won Heisman Trophy, but now we are in the playoffs against number 17 Kansas State. We do not get a first-round bye. We have to go the long way if we want to go to a national championship. And it looks like Wong's been the quarterback for a couple of weeks. And, you know, McDowell was doing pretty solid. I mean, he's already gotten the same amount of interceptions as Wong, and Wong's only played a fraction of the games. We've just been banged up all season, and it looks like not just the quarterback situation. Our running back has been hurt. A lot of players have been hurt, and while we're going to get some of them back for the game in the playoffs because we get to advance a couple of weeks, is that really going to be good enough for us as we go at home for a playoff game against Kansas State? But are we just screwed with Wong at quarterback no matter what? The answer is yes. Yes, we were screwed no matter what. We got absolutely destroyed. We put up a garbage time touchdown to make it look at least semi-competent, but we got absolutely destroyed in this game. And would you know it, Wong threw 3 more interceptions. So on to the next season where Wong is not going to be on this team anymore. Alabama wins the national championship. Wyoming makes it. We've watched Wyoming and Coastal Carolina make a national championship, and we're still sitting here struggling to get out of the first round. We say goodbye to our running back. We say goodbye to a number of good players, and once again we go back to the drawing board where we now need to figure out what to do at the quarterback position, because McDowell was a 1-year player who got injured. We do get more good offensive linemen. Offensive linemen have not been an issue for us so far. It's just really been the quarterbacks and the turnovers in key situations. We were the number 2 team in the transfer portal this year, which is pretty good. And you're really starting to see that some positions are just harder to acquire than others. And offensive linemen are just everywhere. We've been able to have a good offensive line no matter what. Running backs have been everywhere. Wide receivers have been pretty plentiful. We've gotten a lot of cornerbacks. None of them have really developed despite their dev traits, but quarterback has been consistently the hardest thing to acquire. And yeah, that makes sense. Quarterback is the most important position, but man, it's been so difficult to get one of these guys out of the portal. Now we turn to 2-star transfer portal developmental QB Steve LeBourne, and it hurts all the more to see that one quarterback, you know how hard it is to find a 70+ overall JUCO player. Not only that, he's a quarterback. Not only that, he has great accuracy caps. Not only that, he has star development. That is legitimately the best JUCO player I have found in the 6 years so far, and he is going to be off to Purdue. We never even got a chance to land him. I am so confident that if we would have landed him, I think we would have gotten a national championship before he was able to graduate. But now we are just kind of in this rotating cycle of just a bunch of guys at quarterback, and we might just have 1-year rentals from here on out because we've been just dried up when it comes to trying to find a legitimate guy to be the quarterback for more than one season. We've gone through a different quarterback each and every year. But as we simulate this full season, Steve LeBourne was able to hold up his end of the job, at least in the regular season. We'll see how he does at a big-time performance and a big-time game, but we end up with a top 10 ranking, 10-2 on the season. Pretty solid stuff. Unfortunately, though, despite a top 10 ranking and 10-2 record, the only teams we lost to were Iowa and Oregon, so we're not going to be conference championship bound. And we gotta just watch as one of the other teams in our conference goes and snags a first round bye. We get a home playoff game, yeah, but we have to go the long way, playing the extra one, and we gotta take on NC State, finally trying to look for our first playoff victory. It seems like as soon as we get into one of these big games, we've just been struggling, and the turnovers have been crazy. Everything just goes wrong, and we're not running into Michigan. We don't have Long at quarterback to throw interceptions, so let's just hope we can finally come out here and win a playoff game. It's been, 0-2 so far. We're down 10-0 in the first quarter. Can we make a little bit of a comeback? 10-7. There we go. 13-7. We are in this one. We're close. It's going to be 16-7 to score a game at halftime. Big third quarter here. If we could try to make this a one-score game, we do 16-14, 23, 14-31, 14-34, 14. And despite us putting up some garbage time touchdowns, this was one of those situations where we just kind of scored at the end and didn't really do anything. We weren't really that close, even though it was a 6-point game. We got smacked around a little bit, and Georgia's going to go and win the national title. So unfortunately, we are now 0-3 in the playoffs as we now lose more players. Tavita Chang is out of here. Some positive news, at least, that we can fall back on is there's another quarterback in the transfer portal that is a 4-star player, and that we are going to fully send every hour that we could possibly throw into him. And thankfully for us, we got him. Anderson, Cody Anderson, is going to be the quarterback for this team this year. And once again, we are rotating through another 1-year rental at quarterback. So as you can see, it's just been a nightmare going from, what was it, KJ Sahara to Liati Wong to that other transfer guy McDowell to Steve LeBourne. Now, it's just one guy after another every single season, and it's just been frustrating. I just feel like we don't even need a great quarterback. We just need a guy who doesn't turn the football over a lot, and here is Cody Anderson, just an 81 overall, so not even as good as McDowell, but he'll have to be good enough. We have our best rated defense, but also an 85 offense is a little bit lower than what we've been having because we lost out on our high-end running backs. Tavita Chang is gone. Still have a good offensive line, but it's a pretty whatever team compared to what we've had in previous seasons. I do feel like our 12-win team, our 11-win team was better, so I'm hoping for decent results this year, though. But I am worried that this team is trending in the wrong direction. But at least to start this season, 6-0, our best start so far, a clean 6-0 sweep, and we are doing great so far. But then the second half of the season was an absolute nightmare, and we go 3-3. We watched Liberty's quarterback win the Heisman, and when I tell you, this was so demoralizing, seeing that we didn't even make the playoffs, and we have watched as our team has sunk from 12 wins, 11 wins, 10 wins, and now a 9-win season. We are trending in the wrong direction. We can't get any stability. We lose our bowl game. We lose more players. And just get me to the next season. No one cares about no Cheez-It Bowl. We don't care about that. That's irrelevant. I don't care about that. I don't think you care about that either. We're going on to year 9 of this team, and it was a pretty solid recruiting class, but the transfer portal didn't really grant us a whole lot of greatness as it had in previous seasons. We've not even sniffed really a 5-star so far. Man, how cool would it be to have that Purdue quarterback that locked us out immediately? He would definitely be our starter right now. Instead, this upcoming season, you see him right there. Alex Doucette is another transfer portal quarterback, and he is the lowest rated one so far. He is going to be our guy, and I just feel like this team is trending in the wrong direction. We're starting the season number 17 in the nation, and we are definitely worse than we have been since year 5. Like, this is worse. We're about on par talent-wise as we were in year 4. Like, we are trending backwards, and it's bad. Simulating through year 9, I go week by week just to see if anything nuts happens. And look at, that's got to be one of the wildest stat lines I have ever seen. Boyman over here at wide receiver goes and catches 5 touchdowns on 7 catches. And to my surprise, we are in the Big Ten title game, and we are a top 5 team in the nation. I was simming through this season expecting like another Cheez-It Bowl or something stupid like that. I thought we would win 8-9 games, but here we are in the Big Ten title game. We won 10 games, and we are now up against Washington, up 7-0 on them, and we're looking pretty good right now. It's a close game, 14-10 in our favor. I mean, if we can go out here, get a first-round bye in the playoffs, I don't know if this would exactly be the year that we can go and win a playoff game, but we're down 7 into the fourth quarter, slowing things down. We punt the football away. Washington has the ball, up by 7. We take it back, but we are looking like we can potentially go on game-tying drive. It'd be nice to see. Can we move the football? There we go. Big 64-yard touchdown. Still plenty of time left here, but this is looking like it's going to be a good one. And now Washington has a big play, and I think it's time we got to hop in and see some of the action here, as handoff will be outside and not much there. It is going to be 2nd down and 8. It's going to be Washington dropping back to throw, and Washington has nowhere to go with the football. It's going to be intercepted and taking it back the other way. We're going to be going all the way for a touchdown. It's a pick 6, and to my surprise, the wide receiver who caught 5 touchdowns a couple of weeks ago just caught a pick 6. We'll call him Travis Hunter because he is playing both ways. A pick 6 for our star wide receiver. I did not expect that to happen, but I said this team was a little thin. I didn't think we were that thin to where our number 1 wide receiver is playing both ways right now, but it works out. We're up 28-21 as they go with a sweep outside and past the 30, past the 20-yard line into the red zone at the 16. Washington goes, and it's going to be first down. When they go to another one, it's not going to work this time. 2-yard loss, shotgun formation. They're going to drop back and hand off. It's going to be the running back outside, running past the 10-yard line, heading for the first down marker. He can't get there. It's going to be 3rd down and 1. Can we pull up the big stop to keep a lead? They're going to throw, and it's going to be caught for the first down. It's goal to go for Washington. Under 4 minutes to play now. They're going to throw once more. It's going to be caught, and we keep him out of the end zone. It's going to be 1 yard to go. Goal line package. They're going to hand off, and it's going to be a touchdown. And Washington has tied this game up. But we got a good one here in the Big Ten title game, as Washington is going to make it 28-all. We're going to take the football back, and with under 4 to play, we're going to go play action, throwing over the middle. That's going to be caught. A wide open man in between the zone coverage, and you can see what Doucette has done. A pretty solid game so far. He's going to go play action, hit as he's thrown, and it's intercepted. You know, I have been getting a little on our quarterbacks for interceptions, but that one's not even his fault. He got hit as he was thrown. He was not trying to go there with the football, and now they are in control. I think we can still make the playoffs if we lose, but it's no guarantee, as we really could use the victory here to not only just guarantee us a spot in the playoffs, but that first round bye is so important as they hand it off. They're going to have an open lane, first down and more past the 20-yard line. Into the red zone they go. They're at the 16-yard line, dropping back to throw. End zone caught. Touchdown Washington. And they are going to take the lead 35-28. And this has been a lot of action so far. We've only been jumping in for a couple of minutes, but we've already seen a lot of action. 2-minute warning has hit. We're going to see if we can get a game-tying drive as Doucette throws it. It's going to be completed to the 35-yard line. A massive play. It's going to be 35-yard line, 2nd down and 10, play action. And he is going to get absolutely drilled, but that is a perfect throw. He got drilled and threw a beauty. It's going to be 14-yard line, Doucette to throw it. It's going to be deflected at the goal line. And 2nd down and 10. Handoff, trying to bounce it outside. He's got nowhere to go, couldn't break any tackles. It's going to be 3rd down and 9. I don't think we should really be running the football here. It's trust Doucette, who throws it over the middle, caught, touchdown, Maryland. We are not going down easy. It's 35-all as the defense is going to try to preserve a potential overtime game. 1st and 10, dropping to throw, and the pass is jumped and intercepted, and we're going to take the football back immediately. And suddenly, not only do we have the football, but we have it in field goal range. Handing it off now, and he's going to have 2 hands on the football, but he's going to go untouched all the way to the goal line, and a touchdown, Maryland. And just like that, in about 30 seconds, we're up 42-35, and we have a chance to win this game in regulation if our defense can come up with a stop here. And they're going to have a big play over the middle of the field to the 35-yard line. Timeout used just about a minute to go. They're going to go to draw play. That's going to go nowhere. Second down and 11. Clock is running. Now they're under a minute. Dropping to throw. And they're going to go outside. Diving deflection. That's a great play. Third down and 11. 2 more stops and we're Big Ten champions potentially. Throwing down the field. Swatted away. It's 4th down and 11. We are trying to seal a Big Ten title and nowhere to go with the football, and he's sacked. And Maryland is going to pull it off. We're going to the playoffs once more. And despite this not being our most talented of rosters, we get a Big Ten championship. And man, Alex Doucette did really good. Tennessee's quarterback will take home the Heisman with a crazy season, 40 touchdowns, 3 picks. We're going to be taking on Oklahoma in the playoffs. But back to Alex Doucette, when I go and look at his stats, I mean, he had that 1 interception when he was hit as he was thrown. Obviously, that's not really his fault, so there was every chance for he only had 1 legitimate interception the entire year. And I've said this multiple times going through these seasons. I feel like all we need is a quarterback who just doesn't turn the football over. I don't need some superstar out here making plays and winning the Heisman Trophy. We just need a guy who can let our offensive line go to work with our run game. Our defense gets a lot of big plays and turnovers. And maybe Alex Doucette is the right quarterback for this team. He's definitely not the highest rated, the most spectacular. I mean, he got a leftover jersey number. He's not even wearing a QB number. He's wearing number 20. But here we are in the playoffs, 10-0 against Oklahoma, and things are looking really good. We've not won a playoff game yet. Can year 9 be the year? It's 17-7 in our favor. Make it 20-7. Going into the 4th quarter, slowing things down, but we are in control, and we have the football right now in scoring position. And let's get some action in here at the 11-yard line. 1st down and 10, trying to put a bow on this one. Handoff. It's going to be going to the end zone. Touchdown, Maryland. And it's a 3-score game in the 4th quarter. Are we finally going to win our first playoff game? It's been 9 years and we haven't been able to even win one. So can we finally go ahead and do what we've been waiting to do for so long? I mean, obviously the goal is the national title, but if we can't even win a playoff game, then how are we ever going to win a national championship? Oklahoma goes down the field very quickly and they're going to put up 7 on the board. Okay, it's still a 2-score game. Oklahoma gets the football back and all of a sudden, Oklahoma, it's a 1-score game. Are we going to choke this away? It's 3rd down and 2 for our offense. We hand the football off, going outside. That's going to be a 1st down, but a flag on the play. And is that going to be coming back? We got the big 1st down, and a holding's going to take us back. Is Oklahoma going to get a chance to tie this game up? It's going to be 3rd down and 12. We are going to hand it off, and no big run for us this time. Oklahoma's going to have the football with a chance to score. We're going to jump to 3rd down and 4. Just over a minute to go. They're going to go for the 1st down and more. It's going to be to the 36-yard line. Oklahoma could legitimately tie this game up. We cannot have a heartbreak here. They're going to throw down the field. It's going to be broken up. If we allow a comeback and lose this game and get bounced in the 1st round of the playoffs again, this just might be cursed and we're not allowed to do anything. I don't know if this challenge will be possible if we get bounced in the 1st round again. As we go drop back, Oklahoma under a minute to play now as they are in the red zone. And they are really going to come out here, potentially tie this game up with under a minute to play. Dropping to throw. It's going to be caught, and it's a touchdown. Oklahoma, and they are going to tie the game up from up 21 just a couple of minutes ago to now a tie game. Are we just cursed to never win a playoff game? Doucette's going to throw. That's going to be a big play to start the possession. We do not have much time left, but we can get one big play, and that's going to be a big play right there. Okay, we are potentially in field goal range. Can we get closer to set up a good attempt? Handoff. It's going to be to the 31-yard line. Timeout used. I think we still need one more good play to make this feel safe, as that's going to be a good play right there. 1st down. Okay, we are definitely in range now, and we're just going to run the clock and kick the field goal for the win and a playoff victory finally here in year 9. Kick on the way, and it is good. We are finally a winner of a playoff game. It took us 9 years to get here, and now we're 1 game away from a national championship, as Alex Doucette led us down the field to get a field goal drive in, 40 seconds? Big plays from this offense has really gotten us to this point. I'm surprised that this is the team that has brought us the closest to a national championship. Playoff win number 1 on the board, and now all of a sudden we are 1 game away from a national title berth. I think we got a pretty good draw here going up against Liberty. We avoided the number 1 seed Clemson. Liberty, no disrespect to them, but they are not some powerhouse school. I think we are able to come out here and compete against them, and dare I say even be the favorites in this game. Could this be the year that we go all the way? Start the simulation going as Maryland takes an early 7-0 lead, 9-0 lead, 12-0 lead, and we are on top right now. Maryland finally allows a touchdown, but we are in control. Heading to halftime and beyond, I wanted to slow things down a little bit to see if we can hold this Liberty team off. I wanted to hop in for a play to just kind of see what's going on here. So here we are in the red zone, up by 12, play action. It's going to be Doucette throw into the end zone, and that's caught for a touchdown. I hopped in for one play in the third quarter. I don't even usually hop in for the third quarter, but I hopped in for one play, and we strike for a touchdown. It is going to be 29-10 here in the third quarter, and are we going to be headed to a national championship here? It is going to be Maryland still up by 19 here in the third. We are one quarter away from greatness, 32-10, and we were just too much for Liberty. It is 42-23, and Maryland is going to the national championship. I can't believe what this season has been, but it is year 9 that is going to give us the opportunity to close the deal and make this a success. We see Triggs get the touchdown earlier on. He caught 3 in the game, and we will be taking on none other than Kansas State in the championship game. We had a game against Kansas State in the playoffs before. Didn't go too well for us. They smacked us around a couple of years ago when we hadn't won a playoff game yet, so not only do we have a chance to win a national championship, we have a chance to avenge a previous year's playoff loss and finally put an end to this challenge once and for all. Let's get into a national championship game. Can we win it? It is going to be 3-0. They start the game off striking first, and at the end of the first quarter, we are down 3-0, so we need the offense to come up big. There we go, to touchdown for the offense. Kansas State puts up 3. They put up another 3. It is 9-7. They put up a touchdown now, and we are down by 9 points at halftime. We need to have a big third quarter. And do we have something for them? Yes, we do. Touchdown and another touchdown. We are up by 5 going into the fourth. We are just 10 minutes away from closing the deal here. It is our football now as we slow things down a little bit. If we lose this game, it is going to be a long road back to a national title, because I don't know how long it's going to be before we're back here. Play action as we hop onto the field. It's going to be a throw underneath, caught for a couple of yards, but we are in scoring position here inside the 30-yard line, nearing the red zone. Dropping the throws, Doucette. He is going to get sacked, but he salvaged a couple of yards by running up ahead. Third down, and do we have something for him? Play action, and he's going to get sacked. Just everybody blew it up. We're going to try a field goal, but we got backed up. It's an over 50-yard attempt, but the kick is on the way, and it is good. We are going to have a lead here. It is going to be an 8-point lead, so still a one-score game. Kansas State has all the opportunity in the world to tie this game up. It's going to be second down. What do they got for us? Defense, can we come up with a big stop here? Handoff, it's going to be outside. Nowhere to go. Third down. And can the defense get off the field here? Kansas State's going to drop back to throw. And clean pocket. And no one's getting open, though. And finally, he's going to get sacked. No one got open. And it is our football. Third down. Now we jump ahead. Doucette, what does he got for us here? He's going to step up. And Doucette, he's going to run it for the first down. And Doucette just makes the plays that these previous quarterbacks haven't. You know, in these key situations, our quarterbacks of the past have thrown interceptions, whereas Doucette makes the plays. He runs, he throws, he keeps the ball protected, and he makes sure to salvage whatever yardage he can, and he makes throws like that over the middle of the field where he gets us to the 32-yard line. We're going to go with a play action here, dropping to throw, and nobody's open. He's got a lot of time, but just no one's getting open. He breaks out of a sack, gets hit as he's thrown, and see, like even a little play like that, saving the yardage, getting the football away, getting it to second down and 10, where he throws it over the middle, takes the safe play. That's just what we need from our quarterback. We don't need them to be anything special. We just need them to be safe and efficient. Dropping to throw once more to the outside, and we are inside the 5-yard line. It's goal to go. Can we put the punctuation on this game? Doucette breaks a tackle. He gets us to the 1-yard line, and with 1 yard to go and little time to play, we hand it off. It's going to be a touchdown, and we are up by 2 scores here late in the national championship. An opportunity for the defense to get one stop, and we will be taking this one home. Can the defense put the finish on this challenge? It's going to be Kansas State ball now, past the 30-yard line. It's first down and 10. They're going to check it down underneath, get past the 35 to the 40-yard line. And now with little time to go, 2.5 to play, they're going to drop the throw once more. The tight end sneaks out in a little wheel route, and he's going to have to catch it. He's going to outrun the defense. Is he going to be tracked down? No, he won't. Touchdown, Kansas State. And it's still a game. They snuck the tight end on a wheel route, got it in between the zones, and it's going to be a 8-point game. They did not go for 2 there. They're going to make it a 1-score game and try to get a touchdown and 2-point conversion. It is the 2-minute warning, though. We still have the opportunity to just take the ball, run the clock out. We're going to be at 3rd down, timeout used, 3rd down and 2. Can we just run the football out? Handoff. It's going to be a 1st down, and we are going to run the clock out. Can we get one more 1st down to put a complete end to this one? Yes, we can! It's going to be Maryland winning a national championship here. Victory formation in a 31-23 game. And we have taken a national championship home. It has been a long challenge. It took over 10 hours of recording, 9 years, and a quarterback in Alex Doucette who finally was good enough to get us where we wanted to be. This was not our best team. This was not our most talented group. This was not the team with the most high-end talent, but I guess this was just the right team in the right year. We successfully answered the question, yes, you can win a national championship with only transfer players. Let me know what you guys think of this video. Any support is much appreciated. Like, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff. And I will see you guys all in the next one.